Assalamualaikum and a very good day to my respective lecturer, Madam Nurbaya. My name is Amisha Meliana, student number 2023-836542. For assessment 1, I have chosen narrative tenses for experience, specifically in simple and progressive tenses, as my topic. Narrative tenses are verb tenses used to tell a story or recall a sequence of events. These tenses aid in the creation of a chronological sequence of events, helping the listener or reader to more readily follow the evolution of the narrative. Before I begin, this is the contents of my presentation, which is an explanation on introduction, simple, and progressive tenses. So I will start my presentation by explaining the introduction of narrative tenses. As you can see in the slide, narrative tenses are used to describe events that have happened in the past. They are frequently found in novels, textbooks, oral accounts, and historical descriptions. When using narrative tenses, consider the context and the specific nuances you want to convey in your story. Simple past is often used for the main events, while past progressive or past perfect can add depth by highlighting the background or temporal relationship between actions. These tenses are frequently used in tandem to provide a clear sequence of events. For example, you may use past perfect to describe an action that occurred before to the main events described in the past simple. Now let's move on to simple past tense. Simple past tense is used to describe actions that were completed in the past. A past event could be one thing that happened in the past or a repeated thing. Regular verbs in English form the simple past tense by adding ed to the basic form of the verb. In contrast, irregular verbs have distinct past tense forms. Here are some examples of simple past tense verbs. For regular verbs, I walked to the store yesterday. Next, she played basketball last week. I will add some examples. I stopped at a zebra crossing. Next, we carried on with the test and we played tennis every day in August. For a state in a situation without an action happening, the example, we stayed at my grandparents' house last summer. Next, irregular verbs. The examples, he ate breakfast an hour ago. They went to the park this morning. I took a taxi to the airport. From take, it became took. Next, that was when we spoke. From speak, it becomes spoke. And lastly, one person gave me his last bar of chocolate. From give, it become gave. Simple past tense also narrates events or actions. For example, she studied for her exam all night, and the sun set before we reached home. Next, I will explain about past progressive tenses. The past progressive tenses, also known as the past continuous tense. It is a verb tense used to represent ongoing or in-progress actions or events in the past. It is made by taking the past tense of the auxiliary verb to be, either was or were, and combining it with the present participle, which is the base form of the verb plus ing. The basic structure for producing the past progressive tense is as follows. We have affirmative, negative, and interrogative. For affirmative, it is subject plus was or were plus verb with ing. For example, she was singing. Next, negative. Subject plus was or were plus not plus verb with ing. For example, they were not playing. And the last one is the interrogative, which is was plus were plus subject plus verb with ing. For example, were you studying? As you can see in the slides, here are some examples of past progressive tenses. The first one is she was reading a book when the phone rang. Next, they were dancing at the party last night. And lastly, I was cooking dinner while he was watching TV. While these are the most common narrative tenses, other tenses can be employed to indicate certain nuances in storytelling. Furthermore, the tense use can differ based on writer's style and the narrator's point of view. Overall, narrative tenses are important part of storytelling since they help structure and organize a tale's temporal aspects. That is all for my presentation. Thank you.